Hello everybody, welcome back to the series on Indian mathematics, Ganitha Ratna Kosha. We were looking at combined operations in the last couple of videos. In this video, we will see how we can use the combined operation technique to calculate sum of squares and also find the third number in a Pythagoras theorem. Given two sides of the right angle triangle, how to find the third side, which is square root of a square plus b square, or square root of c square minus a square, etc., easily in one or two steps. The process is very similar to adding sum of products, just that we are dealing with squares here. So if let's say for example we are doing 24 square plus 53 square, I can use the squaring technique, like a square, the parts are a square 2ab b square in the square of a two-digit number. So I calculate the parts for both together. So here it is 2 square plus 5 square. So the left part is 4 plus 25. Then the middle part is, so this is 29. Then the middle part is 2ab and 2ab. So 2 times 2 times 4, that is 16, plus 2 times 5 times 3, that is 30. So this is 46. So I can write it as 46. And then the rightmost part is 4 square plus 3 square, 16 plus 9, which is 25. So this is 5, 8 and 33. So this is 3385 is the sum of the squares. Now with some practice I don't have to write this. Without writing this, I can directly write this answer once I get used to calculating the parts together. So in one or less than two steps, we will have the answer of the sum of squares. Now the same technique can be applied even if we are squaring numbers which have different number of digits. For example, I was doing, let's say we are doing 304 square plus 41 square plus 5 square. Now we know 304 square will have 5 places, whereas 41 square will have 3 parts. This will have 5 parts and this will have 3 parts and this will have only 1 part. So I have to bear that in mind as I add the parts. So I start on the right, I can start on the left. The leftmost part is 3 square 9, only one number has 3 digits, so it can directly go into the answer. Then the next part also there is only one number, 304, so 2 times 3 times 0, that is 0, that will be 0. Then here these two get added, so this is 2 times 3 times 4 plus 0 square. So that is 2 times 3 times 4 is 24, plus 0 square is 0, plus 4 square is 16. So that is 40. Yeah. Then we have 2 times 0 times 4, that is 0, plus 2 times 4 times 1, that is 8. So this is 8 here. And then I have the last part, which is 16, 4 square, plus 1 square is 1, plus 5 square is 25, which is 41. So this is 9, 4, 1, 2, 1. So that's the square of the number. Now it's very easy to do this if we remember the duplex method. For example, the square of 304, this is what I used, is d of 3, then d of 30, then d of 304, then d of 04 and d of 4. So that, which is what I was using as I calculated the parts. For these two, I did not have anything get added. From here onwards, the two-digit number gets added, and then for the last one, the single-digit number also got added. So that's how, once we remember the expansion in terms of the duplexes, now adding the appropriate duplexes for the place values becomes very easy. You can do it from left to right, or also do it from right to left until you get really comfortable with this. Now the same technique can be extended if I was calculating the third side of a right angle triangle. For example, I know two sides are 33 and 56, and I want the third side, that square root of 33 square and 56 square. Now I can calculate the square first, and then I can use square root by observation to calculate the square root. If it's a two-digit number, I would recommend that we just calculate the squares and then use square root by observation. So if we calculate the square from the left, it is 9 square, 3 square and 5 square, that is 9 plus 25, 34. Then 2 times 3 times 3, which is 18. 2 times 5 times 6, which is 60. So 60, it is 78. And then I have 3 square 9 plus 36, which is 45. So this is 4225. Now square root of 4225, since this is 5, the square root should have 5. Since this is 42, square, perfect square less than 42 is 6. So the left hand side should be 6. So the square root of this is square root of 33 square plus 56 square is 65. So if I am dealing with square roots of squares of two-digit numbers, it's very easy to just calculate the sum of the squares and apply square root by observation to get the square root. Very easily we will get the third side in the Pythagoras, third side in the right angle triangle using Pythagoras theorem. Now even if I was doing hypotenuse square minus one side square, this method becomes very easy. Now for example, sometimes we have really awkward numbers in right angle triangles. Let's say I was calculating the third side of a right angle triangle where the sides were 429 and 23.5. Now here it's not easy to, we cannot use the square root by observation. We have to use the square root by duplex method. Now there are two ways of doing it. I either first do the sum of the squares and apply square root of duplex, or I can also apply square root of duplex place value by place value, like I did for division of sums. So I will try and show you, I'll show you how to do duplex in a single go, square root using duplex in a single go for this. So for example, here I will start doing it as 429, I will write as 43 bar 1 square to reduce the calculation intensity, and 23.5 square. Now this is a 3-digit number, this is a 2-digit number before the decimal. So we need to be conscious that this will have 5 parts before decimals, this will have 3 parts before decimals. So when I sum, the first 2 parts are only coming from this number, and then this number gets added. So totally I will have 5 parts plus decimals. So let's say I am only bothered about calculating to 2 decimals. So let me write down the place for 5 parts. The first part is only 4 square, that is 16. Now square root of 16 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, there is no carry forward. Then I calculate the next part, which is 4 times 3 times 2, that is 24. No part from this number yet. Now 24 divided by 8 is 3 times, no carry forward. But since I will have to subtract the duplex of 3, I might get a negative number. So I will just take 2 times 8 to the 16 and carry 8 as the carry forward to the next step. Then here it is d of 4 3 minus 1, which is 2 into 4 into minus 1, that is minus 8, plus 3 square plus 9, which is 1. So I will write 1 here, and then I have 2 square here, which is 4, and then I have d of minus d of 2. So I will have to calculate d of 2 here and subtract it, which is minus 4. So this is 81. Again I can have to divide 81 by 8 now. Now I can do 10 times, but most probably I will hit a negative. So I will only use 9 times. 8 9s are 72, and I will carry 9 to the next step. Now calculate the parts. Now here part is d of 3 and minus 1, that is 2 into 3 into minus 1, which is minus 6. Here the part is 2 times 2 times 3, which is 12, and the adjustment is d of 2 and 9, that is 8 into 36. So this is 60. Yeah, so that is 60. Now 60 divided over 8 is, now I can go 8 7s are 56, but again I might hit a negative here because I will have to do a bigger adjustment of the duplex. So I will go 8 6 are 48, carry 12 forward as 120. Now calculate the next part. The next part from this number is only 1 square, 1. The next part from this number is 2 into 2 into 5, that is 20, plus 3 square, that is 29. So plus 29, and then subtract d of 296. So that is 2 into 2 into 6, 12, plus 81, 93. So this is minus 93. So that's 27 plus 29, 56, 57. So this should be, I can maybe, if so the answer till here is 429.6. Yeah, so there will be a decimal point here, and I can calculate, if I want one more decimal, I can calculate the, I can divide 57 by 8, go to the next stage, and keep calculating. So most likely it will be 5 or 6, because with 7 I'll hit a negative, with 6 also I might hit a negative, so I'll take 5 and then carry forward. So the answer will be 429.65. Now this calculation of 23.5 square plus 429 square and then taking a square root is not possible in conventional techniques until you use a calculator. It will become very difficult. The power of the duplex method and the power of the place value system is such that I can start calculating the answer from the left, and I can stop wherever I want. I don't have to do the, if you noticed, I did not do 23.5 square fully yet. I have to go two more places to get the full value of 23.5 into this sum. So I have not even calculated the full square. I have calculated only till the place where I need, and once I know that I am close to the answer I need, I will stop there. Yeah. So this is a very useful technique. So I have given some examples to try in the notes. Please do try them out, and you will also find the workings on the website. For any clarifications or suggestions, please do write to me. Thank you.